The Summer League is officially over, and it's been really fun watching these young bucks go to war and show off their skill sets. Here are 6 second-round picks dominating Summer League. Leonard Miller has been showing off his stuff in Summer League. He was the 33rd pick in this year's NBA draft. People and analysts were calling him the steal of the second round. They just love what they saw in the G League and in high school. In high school, Miller was only 6'4". He had solid guard skills such as playmaking, ball handling, and the ability to attack defenders with his crazy hops. However, this was not enough to impress colleges, and he ended up playing a post-grad season at Fort Aries Academy. After his post-graduation was over, he would declare for the NBA draft, but in the NBA Combine, he would put up a stinker. It was as clear as day to Miller that he didn't have the strength or the conditioning to keep up with the other players, and he struggled big time. Miller would shock the world and withdraw from last year's NBA draft. Then he would sign a 1-year contract with the G League Ignite. This would end up being the perfect decision that Miller could make. This really ended up helping his development a lot. He improved as a finisher and a ball handler, and he became stronger and faster and improved his stamina a lot. He would also have a pretty crazy growth spurt that would completely change his game. In just 2 years, he would go from 6'4" to 6'10". This would change Miller into a point forward, a big man who can handle the ball and play make. Miller's biggest strength is his finishing at the rim, his motor, and his basketball IQ. Miller makes perfectly timed cuts that set him up for wide open shots at the rim. His biggest weakness is his outside shooting. In Summer League, Miller's stock has only increased. He's been averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and shooting 36.8% from 3, which is absolutely insane. If this 3-point percentage translates to the NBA, the league needs to watch out for this guy. I think Miller should get a decent amount of playing time, but as of right now, the Timberwolves have a logjam of frontcourt players on their roster. This means Miller might ride the bench and not get any minutes to start the season, but he definitely deserves to get some minutes. Jordan Walsh has been torching the Summer League. He's been the biggest surprise out of all these players. Jordan Walsh was the 38th pick in this year's NBA draft. He's a 6'7" wing who went to college in Arkansas. In college, he was a lockdown defender who could do it all. He hounded players who had the ball with his 7'2" wingspan. Also off the ball, he would make smart reads on when to help, and he would chase after all the loose balls. On the offensive side of the ball, Walsh wasn't really featured in Arkansas's offense. He was an underrated playmaker that had some nice assists, and he got most of his points in transition. And let me tell you, this kid has some bunnies. He had some incredible put-back dunks that would have your mouth wide open. In college, he didn't really show much of his shot creation, and his 3-point shot wasn't the best, but it had some good mechanics, and he has some upside of becoming a decent shooter. However, in Summer League, Jordan has been going off. He had a game where he dropped 25 points. His career high at Arkansas was 18. Jordan Walsh's final Summer League stats were 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, shooting 42% from the field and 41% from 3. As for his role on the Celtics, I think he should crack the rotation. With the loss of Grant Williams and Marcus Smart, the Celtics definitely lost some defense. That is one thing that Jordan Walsh brings to the table that is going to translate to the NBA. And if he can keep shooting the ball like he has been in Summer League, he could be a key part in getting the Celtics over the hump. Another guy who's playing super good in Summer League is Emoni Bates. Now I know a lot of people think Emoni Bates is extremely overrated. He's been in the spotlight since 7th grade. At the age of 15, he was on Sports Cover magazine and was called the next Kevin Durant. Emoni was the 44th pick in this year's NBA draft, but just a couple years ago, Emoni was going to be a top 5 pick. What had happened to Emoni's draft stock? Well, Emoni made a big time mistake, skipping his senior year of high school, and he went straight into college. His first year in college was rough. He only averaged a measly 7 points per game. After a disappointing season at Memphis, Emoni would transfer to Eastern Michigan. A lot of people and reports came out saying Emoni was kicked off the team. Emoni had a much better season at Eastern Michigan and declared for the NBA draft. However, Emoni Bates' draft stock never recovered, and he was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2nd round. In Summer League, Emoni has shown a lot of potential. In 5 games, he's had averages of 16 points per game, but however, he still has a long ways to go. He was a very inconsistent shooter, and he's not the best defender or finisher at the rim. If Emoni can knock down threes at the next level, I think he will be a perfect spark plug off the bench for the Cavs. And the Cavs need 3-point shooting. Emoni may not be the next Kevin Durant, but he might be a solid role player. Toumani Camara was drafted with the 52nd pick in this year's NBA draft. You probably never heard of this man's name. Camara is a decent 3-point shooter that has improved his 3-point shot every single year at college. He does most of his scoring in the post and is super athletic. But the main reason why he got drafted is because of his defense. He has some great D. He's a very smart defender. He has great size at 6'8" and can guard 1 through 5 in college. His biggest weakness is his shooting. He only shot 66% from the line last year. He's also a very spotty 3-point shooter, even though he shoots 36% from 3. In Summer League, he averaged 16 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists, but he really struggled from the 3. He could not hit a shot to save his life outside the stripe and only shot 25%. But he should get some more open looks playing alongside Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. I do think he can receive some minutes playing for the Phoenix Suns. With the Suns completely depleting their depth to bring in Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, they just don't have a lot of defenders on their team. If Camara can become a more consistent 3-point shooter alongside with his defense, he can easily get 15 to 20 minutes per game. The next two guys are Hunter Tyson and Jalen Pickett. Both of these guys were drafted by the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets can't keep getting away with this. How do they keep finding these steals in the second round? Let's start with Hunter Tyson. Hunter was the 37th pick in this year's NBA draft. Hunter Tyson played 5 seasons in college. In those 5 seasons, he has improved a lot. He has become an elite level shooter with great size. In his final season at college, he shot 40% from 3 on 6 attempts per game. As of right now, he has been torching Summer League. He's ended up averaging 21 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists on 58% shooting from the field and 51% shooting from 3. That's absolutely insane. He gets most of his points from 3 but has shown the ability to become a good driver. He would be the perfect player to put in the Denver Nuggets system. All he has to do is run around the 3-point line and Jokic will set him up for wide open 3s. Hunter Tyson is a straight hooper. Jalen Pickett looks really good in Summer League. He hasn't dominated like the other guys, but still has shown a lot of promise. Jalen also played 5 years in college. In his final season in college, he averaged 17.7 points per game on solid shooting splits. He's also a very good passer. He's no defensive stopper, but has shown the flashes of becoming an elite level defender at the next level. He has the length, he has the girth, he has all the tools, but lacks the defensive IQ. He gets lost in space and struggles navigating through screens. People are saying he's going to be the Bruce Brown replacement, and I really see him fitting well in that role. He can come off the bench and be the main ball handler at times, and he can also be the second-hand ball handler next to guys like Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. I can see Jalen putting up a Bruce Brown type of stat line in his first year.